Any physician, what they love most is providing care to their patient. And the more personalized they can do it, the better it is.
I think everybody that works here really gets it. And what I mean is they get the idea that we're here to take care of patients. We're here to serve the healthcare needs of the community.
That's what I got into medical school for in the first place, was to help my patients. And I believe I'm making a difference here at Indiana Regional Medical Center, and I hope to continue to make a difference.
There's a great level of interaction between the doctors, nurses, case managers, and that allows us to provide great care for the patients.
It makes my life go a lot easier when the work that I do is supported by a compassionate and motivated staff.
I like to be associated with an organization which is striving for the best, trying to be the best community hospital in the nation, and I will add that we are on the journey towards it.
I think the most exciting part is I still get to be involved with people's lives. I get to share their most difficult moments, some of their best moments.
I think the best aspect of my job is being a pediatrician, I really like being around kids, and part of Irmc makes it even better.
I am family practice, so I do all ages, and I'm up in the north of the county, so I see a lot of Amish patients. They bring in a lot of critical issues, and I have a lot of funny stories, a lot of fun time, and some of the very nice things as well is not just the variety of the practice of medicine, but the variety of the hobbies and habits that people have.
It's a nice community that we have here in this hospital, and it's not so big that people get lost in the shuffle. We actually know these people. We see them at the grocery store. We're friends, we're neighbors.
I have a number of patients that are from my church, or people that I'm friends with, and just getting to work with the people that I'm around otherwise.
Some of these people have become friends. They know me personally. We see each other out and about. But it's not just 5-10 minutes with this person and suddenly they're gone. We know histories of each other. We know their children. We share stories. And I think the community aspect of Indiana Hospital is what I enjoy the most.
To make a difference for people is what it's all about, and so the thought that we've been able to add services or technology or whatever where we can really care for people in a very high quality way, and hopefully in a setting where they're closer to their family and have all those other supports. I mean, that's what it's all about.
I'm seeing my patients having their kids now, so I'm seeing the second generation of my patients, So it's a nice feeling that they still come to you and still want to be your, part of your practice.
Well, I think we have a history of being very involved in the community, but also I think both the administration as well as even the workers in the field, the workers on the floor, all feel that they're providing personal care. And I think everyone reaches to try to provide care of this. There was their own family that was there in the bed taking care of them.
The coming to a new hospital is an anxiety, and especially when you're sick. And the people who have a lot of compassion and things like that, it makes it easier for the patient to be at Indiana Hospital than anywhere else.
The best part is really the flexibility and the freedom to adjust schedule, to see more patients, to see different types of patients, and to provide that care on a very efficient and directed basis, meaning that I'm able to make a lot of decisions as to the treatments and the diagnostic tests and those sorts of things that are being ordered.
I have been practicing here for 20 years. However, I was a clinical secretary here when I was in college. So I know everything from the old emergency room to what we've come to today, and it's just amazing to see the transformation that we've made here.
30 years ago, kid just did my work, keep to myself, let everyone else do their thing. But little by little, I've come to realize how invested everyone who works here is in the mission, and that's taking care of patients. And very often we are taking care of our friends and neighbors. It's not an impersonal kind of thing, but it's very personal. And I think every employee, every doctor knows that it really matters. It's not just a job.
If you're in another community, I think it may be more just like punching the clock there, whereas here we take pride in what we're doing because we know it's friends and family and people that we interact with daily outside of the hospital.
Look at any large tertiary healthcare system employed physician. Their health system imposes upon them a requirement to do labs through a certain portal, x-rays a certain place. Referral patterns are determined by the people who write your paycheck, not by who you feel is best for your particular patient.
Working in a bigger cities, when you come out of the hospital, it's amazing that you cross only a street on the other side, nobody knows you, who you are, let alone you being a physician. But here, if you go into any shopping mall or you're walking around or in a gym, hey doc, how are you? It doesn't, I feel so great.
Here, our colleagues, our nurse, our doctors, administration, all working together to make a patient care the best in the local area.
What would you recommend to me? Doc, you hear that question all the time from your patients. And, you have to sit there and usually you have to think, well, what would I recommend to this patient if this was my dad, if this was my mom, if this was my brother, if this was my sister? Here in Indiana, quite frequently we don't have to ask that question because sometimes it is your dad, it is your mom, it is your brother, it is your sister, your cousin, your friend, somebody you've known since high school. You've grown up with these people, you've lived with them, you've gone through their life challenges with them, and you just feel very comfortable offering advice because you have their best interest at heart, and you can honestly say, yes, this is exactly what I would do for my mom or for my dad, and that just makes all the difference.
Actually, when our children were little, they used to count the patients that said, "Hi, Dr. McCoy," and "Hello," and I would talk to them, and they would make a game out of how many patients we'd seen on our outing, and then report back to their mother when we got home, "Dad, Mom, Dad saw 14 patients today." So it's when you've been here as long as I have, you know a lot of people, and it's very gratifying to think that I've managed to touch that many lives, with what I do.